Okay, so here I have a Wireshark capture of a scan that I did of a vulnerable hub box the other day, last month on the 21st. And so we can see here, I filtered it out. So it's at address 10.0.2.9 on the local virtual box address or a network. And TCP flags reset equals 1, so not that. So I'm looking for anything that responded with the synchronization acknowledgement, so not a reset. So if you send a synchronization TCP packet and you get a reset, then you know that the port is closed. But if you get a synchronization acknowledgement, then the port is open and there's actually some sort of socket open according to whatever process is running that corresponds to that port number. So we see 21, 22, and 80. So 80 is HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. And so we can assume that some sort of server must be running at 10.0.2.9. And so if I start a new capture, and I filter this out, I'm at 10.0.2.7. Get that set up, and we can start an instance of Python 3 here. And if we import requests, we can define our keys. And I guess it could just be anything. And then post to 10.0.2.7 or 10.0.2.9. And we get a 200 OK response. And so we can go back to Wireshark and check out what we've got here. So this was the initial request to 10.0.2.9 from 10.0.2.7. And we can see here HTTP1 post. It's a Python request. And uniform and password. And so then we go through here, acknowledgement, and then HTTP text, okay. And so actually, we want to go a bit further than this. And so I've looked at HTTP vulnerabilities. So vulnerabilities with the Apache server, because actually 10.0.2.9 was running an instance of Apache. As you can see here, 2.4.41. And so if we look here at cve-2020-35452, we can see there's an Apache HTTP server version 2.40 to 2.4.46. And so 2.4.41 should be vulnerable. Specifically crafted digest N1s can cause a stack overflow in mod authentication digest. And so an N1s is just a number you use once to ensure that encrypted data is unique. So if you have data plus a key, every time you encrypt that data, it will be the same. But if you add a number that you only use once, then each time you encrypt the data with that number, the ciphertext will be different. And so actually I have this example here from the Apache source code of mod authent digest. And so what we can see here is a call to memory copy. And they use the N1s here. So they generate it from a pool with request time. And so basically, if we go back here, so they say it's one null byte. And so this is one of the limitations of the stack overflow of 1 byte. Because as we can see here, N1's length plus 1. So we can only overflow. I think from what I understand is we can only overflow this by 1 byte, and it has to be a null byte. So as they've noted with the common vulnerability exploit, there is some limitation to what can actually be exploited here. But in terms of researching tactics, techniques, and procedures, it could be useful exercise to sort of go through these things and try to think about how to possibly exploit the Apache server.